just a little bit of a
And
delayed
I mean,
load
we're
in.
seeing the
Maybe look
same
like.
picks from both teams, at least on the Vanguard. We're going to be seeing that Shack still come out. Basically, the Shack in this meta is a guaranteed kill on a medium and a light. It does so much damage. You get that winch in the right place. You just are able to get so many headshots, so much damage coming out for that heavy. It just swings the tide in these 3v3s. It puts into question whether or not how good it is for Kasha, because that damage per mag is pretty low. But in 3v3s, getting a guaranteed pick is fantastic.
Yep, and both teams just coming out of spawn here. Vanguard kind of playing the low ground. They spawn pretty close together as both teams are on the same building. Now Vanguard pads up, though, goes right into an RPG. Krieger trying to get out of there, a little bit low. And Red Fox is 1 HP. They're just trying to recover here. Red Fox, I'm not sure what happened there. He might have accidentally fell off the map or ran into a barrel. I'm not sure what happened there, but Manda ends up going down right after. Red Fox ends up getting defibbed right back up, but Manda's body is a little far away. Krieger trying to get some damage with that F-car out. As Vanguard's just healing up here on that blueberry down there. And Red Fox ends up taking out Pika. Now it's a 2v2. Krieger just holding up this high ground here. Vanguard just kind of fighting down below. They are going to end up dropping and getting that body, and they're going to try to get Manda up here.
Yeah, I want to box and for Vanguard, but Drax maybe in a little bit of trouble. Manda gets reset as well. Now both teams have 3 up. It's going to be some shots in the back as they rotate over. Pika making that rotation down while in Viz. We see Ape Squad now pressuring up front. Manda going to be taking some big damage from that revolver, but Red Fox gets an easy pick on Drax as they're all split. Krieger Blue peeling as well, going to take out Executor, and now it's just Pika last up. Going to be fighting that 1v1 to clean out. Red Fox does take that kill.
Yeah, great damage to Red Fox there. Yeah, this is a really good point to get on early. You make a good point there. And great damage coming out of Red Fox with that 93R. He beamed them on the cross there, knew that Drax was really low, and capitalized on that, getting in there as fast as he can to make sure he secured that pick. And Krieger over there trying to manipulate the spawns a little bit and getting some stall on all of those jump pads over there to try to slow them down as much as possible by his team, as much time as possible. Does see them spawn over there, getting some damage out. Vanguard's going to be setting up a gate pad.
Maybe, but he gets the gateway out for his team. They're all the way over. They're going to go back and grab the body. But oh my, Executor now in a very pressured situation, has to get that res as Drax goes for his regen. This is not going to be a good position for Vanguard, getting winched in. No res in sight, and it's just Drax.
Wow, and yep, Drax is just going to opt for the reset there. I think that is a pretty good decision there. He's just going to get his whole team back up, ready to go again. That was unfortunate from Vanguard there. I think he accidentally hit his head on one of the beams of that billboard there.
Yeah.
They were just kind of under pressure. Good pressure from Krieger, getting some damage off on them. They were trying to get out of there as fast as possible. Unfortunately, didn't work out, but they do still have time for this. A really tough point to fight into, but they do still have time, getting the same exact spawn. Let's see if they can get in here.
And they're going to have to make the same approach again. DMAT had gateway, but Pika narrowly makes it over, gets that final mantle, and gets taken out in the process. But we do see the positional advantage from the 2 on Vanguard going to be making their way. I do think that's the right play. You have to just pad all the way over there, and we're going to be APSing this box down.
Yep, and Ape Squad coming in to try to get the stall here. Huge winch coming out of Drax to try to stop that. But the goo is coming out from Krieger, but there's so much damage going on. Ape Squad's actually on the back foot here as they're coming through. Drax is just trying to get that steal, though they do not have enough time. Ape Squad does get this first box.
Yeah, and that's the powerhouse of this position. Being able to manipulate the spawns like that is key to just winning. It puts them in such a bad position. Even though they were able to make it over, Pika just took up too much damage on his way over, just leaving them basically in a 2v3 situation with the cash outs to their back, but it just doesn't matter. But now Red Fox getting ready to rotate this box over. Great positioning, great situation for them.
Yep, and see what happens here as this gateway does come out. They're trying to move this box over. Vanguard coming in right behind them here, it looks like. Right on their tail. They might even take this gateway potentially, but it looks like They're going to opt not to. Which is probably the safe play, but they do end up taking it. Red Barrel coming out from Krieger, though, doesn't end up connecting. Getting a little bit of damage out on an Executor, but all of Vanguard is now over, and they're playing on top of each other. They do have that APS. DMAC comes down. That box does get dropped. They're going to go for this full steal here. Ape Squad is going to have to get in there. That APS is going to end up blocking some stuff. But the RPG goes right next to the APS, ends up not dropping anything, though. Vanguard still all up. Everybody on both teams. Vanguard does opt to drop and reposition here. Some damage coming out on Amanda. They do see where Vanguard is now, coming up the staircase. Big damage coming out from Krieger. Both teams still not really fully committing here, but Krieger's kind of caught out. Arpika getting some damage on here. Krieger trying desperately to get away and get back to his team. Does end up getting topped off, healed by Red Fox. What do you think, Sosoyo?
This is actually a very bad situation. We're going to see the flip probably come out unless Ape Squad is able to make their rotation over. Just no defense, no drop, nothing set up on that point. The flip comes out really easily for Vanguard. Great rotation, putting them in a bad spot. The destruction just working to their advantage, making it very hard to get back up on top of this building. But the fight's about to break out right here. We see good damage on Drax, but Red Fox gets taken out as well. Drax going to be traded out. Now it's a 2v2. We're going to try and regroup. Vanguard making their way back up to this high ground. Krieger chasing Executor as Amanda gets taken out by Arpika. And that could be the thing that needs to fight to swing this fight in Vanguard's advantage. It's just going to be a 1v1. Arpika looking for that res on that stairway as Krieger Blue also looking for the reset, but a defib not going to be as good as a hand res. Not as much health because Krieger Blue can be taken down. And Amanda getting some good damage with that heals coming out from Arpika. That H1 infuser really going to be clutching them up. Amanda just goes for a Hail Mary, but it's not going to be enough because he's going to be taken out right here.
Wow, what a fight. Great plays from Vanguard there. Man, Arpika going up and getting that full hand res, really well timed. It did have the advantage over the defib there. Krieger doing a really good job tracking the dashes of Arpika, but not quite able to confirm that kill. And Vanguard is going to take this second box. We are going to go to a box 3. That APS is really shaking things up in this matchup there.
Yeah, now Vanguard evening things up. Like we talked about earlier, these matches are going to be going back and forth, down to the wire. We saw some great advantage on that first point, but that, I mean, that's hospital for you. I mean, Ape Squad played that to the T, but Vanguard really clawing back on that second point, losing that disadvantage on that hospital point. But now really putting things into their favor. They have an APS, going to try and stop a C4. Going to rotate this box pretty easily. Ape Squad is not going to be privy to the rotation, as now they're on the chase.
Yep, and that invis pad coming out of Ape Squad there, just trying to get some information as they see them move over. So they kind of saw which direction they were going in this building here. Now they're going to come up the staircase, all holding hands together, trying to stay as close as possible. Because I think they're pretty confident they know where they are, but I don't know if they know for sure. But they're going to Red Barrel open through this wall. They do end up fighting the whole team, and the winch comes through. Executor ends up going down. Counter RPG ends up coming through, though, but that is the dome shield from Manda. Still a 3v2. Vanguard just trying desperately to kite here. Krieger going down to Arpika, though, turns it into a 2v2. Huge pick from Arpika. But Manda does end up getting that body. He's going to try to get it up as soon as possible. But he gets winched out of the res. Huge damage. Counter winch comes out, though. Drax ends up going down with help from Red Fox. And now they're going to try to get this res up. But Arpika gets a res of his own. Executor is up. And they still have control of this box. So Ape Squad's going to need to make a play here pretty soon.
Yeah, we're going to be gassing up. I do love this play. Just going to break that gas, force Ape Squad to do something, buys a lot of time. That's exactly what gas is for, but now it's just Executor with that gas in hand. Gonna be shooting that yet again. A winch is gonna be forced out to replace and displace this box away as Drax gets that coin in. And now he's back in the fight. This is not what you want because this is the stall potential for Vanguard coming into play as an Executor gets that reset on Arpika. 3 up. Great stalls with the winch coming out. Will they get the steal? Krieger ends up getting that flip, and now it's going to be Vanguard on the back foot.
Yeah, really good flip from Ape Squad there. Executor kind of go for the play, but it ends up getting taken down by that C4. And that is going to be map 2 by Ape Squad. Really close fight there. And man, I just want to talk about both of these lights. The positioning from both of these lights is just top tier. Both getting really good picks at really well timed. that fight could go either way. I mean, our Pika with that pick in the beginning on the Krieger was huge.
Yeah, that pick was just, I mean, the red barrel into winch was just crazy. And then watching our Pika get that pick and swing the fight back, just like you said, I mean, it created some great cinema for us to watch. Fights going back and forth. That's exactly what you want to see on 3v3. How these teams play with those stalls, Executor with those gas just playing so well, stalling out for the heavy to come back, but it just wasn't enough for Vanguard in that match.